Hi guys, welcome to our daily encounter. In John chapter 19 and verse 17, it says, "They took Jesus, therefore, and he went out, bearing his own cross to the place called the place of a skull, which is called in Hebrew Golgotha." And here we see the Lord bearing his own cross. And he was bearing his own cross to Golgotha. However, even though he was going to Golgotha, that wasn't his ultimate destination. We know that ultimately Jesus was going to end up in resurrection life and in the glory with the Father. And so the story wouldn't end with Golgotha, but rather would end in glory. And this is something important for us to remember as we too take up our cross and follow Jesus. Throughout our lives, we oftentimes will have to bear our cross to Golgotha. And we might have many Golgothas in our lives. There might be many times in which we too are entering into a place of suffering, of trial, of hardship, of sorrow, and we have to go to our own Golgothas. And for some, this might be a Golgotha that has to be visited every day. Maybe it's waking up every day to a difficult job in which a person is ostracized for their faith, or perhaps every day having to be in contact with a spouse who is not a believer and really despises the Christian faith, or a person who has to all the time give their lives over in the midst of their own family and realize that their family doesn't understand what they're going through and what they believe. And therefore, they enter into a season of suffering. It might be that there are situations in which a person might daily enter into Golgotha. But just as it is with Christ, so it is with us. Golgotha is not the end of the story. It is just a launching pad to glory. We enter into these times of sorrow. We take up our cross and follow Christ into these places of hardship and trial, knowing that that's not the end of the story, that there is glory to come, and that Golgotha is just a stepping stone to enter into all that God has prepared for us. And so as we take up our cross and follow Christ, and as we enter into our own Golgothas, we ought to be encouraged to know that there is glory that waits us beyond Golgotha, that there is a time in which we will share in the glory of Jesus Christ, and that we will be with him in a blessed state for eternity. And so we ought to be encouraged by this and to enter into our Golgothas with this hope, and to look beyond the sufferings, the trials that we have to undergo, to know that the eternal weight of glory that we are to experience can't even compare to the momentary light affliction we face on this earth. So let's be encouraged by this. Let's follow Christ in this, and let's have our hope in Christ in this as we do our reading today. And with that, guys, I do thank you for watching the video today. Hope you guys have a great day. Love you guys. God bless.